So we've come indoors to this fabulous 700 or 800-year-old room in this baronial hall. Now, if we could film in locations like this all the time, our job as filmmakers would be, frankly, very, very straightforward, because all we need to do is to enhance the most amazing environment we're in here already. Kind of reminds me of the dining room from Harry Potter. And it's quite exciting to work in rooms like this because you do get very inspired by your environment. But let me talk about some of the tools that I've got here. I have got a range of tools, obviously, and all of these tools fit into my car. They all pack down very small. I've got soft light sources in the form of soft boxes, I've got umbrellas, I've got reflectors. All of them give me a soft light source. Remember, lighting is either direct lighting or indirect lighting, and so I have a range of tools which give me the controls that I want and need depending on the environment I'm filming in. Now, this might look like a lot of lights, but actually it's about having a range of tools to choose from. Now, let's just talk about tools for just 1 second. I want to use an analogy of a plumber. You've got a leaking tap and a plumber turns up to your house with a toolkit he's bought in IKEA. You know, designed for putting furniture together, not designed for the job in hand. Compare that to a plumber who turns up in a nice van with his tools all laid out. He's got a range of wrenches, a range of different tools from brands that you recognize as a consumer, and you suddenly go, do you know what? I actually feel confident that this guy knows what he's doing and is worth the rates that he might be charging. The same is true of lighting gear. Yes, you can buy lighting fixtures from the hardware store, and in some cases they'll do an okay job. But you've got to think about your reputation when you're working professionally. I have got lighting here that I've had for 10 years. These dado lights I've had for over 10 years. Work that out over a 10-year period. It's a very minimal investment for the tools that you're going to use to create the pictures that will really sell you as a filmmaker. So I just want to talk to you a bit about some of the tools in more detail. This is a DadoFlex softbox. Now, it's not the most cost-efficient softbox you'll ever buy, but it is very, very high quality. So let me just show you this. We've got a 150-watt lamp source in here, and it's got a silver reflector inside, and it's bouncing all that light and putting it through this nice white diffusion. And as you can see, I can get very close to this light and the light falls off and wraps around my face very beautifully. Very nice for shooting portraits of women. The egg crate is just, think of it like barn doors. What it's doing is controlling some of that soft light and just giving it a bit of direction. As you can see, it drops the intensity down a bit, but it controls more where it's going. And when you're in a tight space, having control of soft light is what you want. Soft light's a lovely lamp source, but it tends to splay everywhere. So you want to try and find control for your soft light source. So that's a kind of go anywhere light source. I've used that on music videos. On the vertical music video, we actually had it on a tabletop and it worked very, very well. Moving on, one of my favorite lights is the dado light. Now, this is a hard light source with 2 aspheric lenses in here, and the intensity and the quality of the light coming out the front is just staggering, and it really does give you an awful lot of control. It's a very robust light. I say I've had that for about 10 years. Another light that I've just started using, actually, I've replaced my ARRI Redhead, the 800-watt lamp, with this. It's a 750-watt hard light source, and it's more compact than the previous version, and I still use this a great deal when I'm lighting larger interviews and I don't want to use soft boxes. I bounce it into a reflector, and we'll show you that in action a little bit later on. But it really is a hugely versatile light because you've got hard light and a soft light in here. And they've just made some really nice modifications. The focusing control on the light is now underneath. There's a handle on the back, so you don't need to worry about wearing gloves when you're operating these lights. Moving on, we've got yet another softbox. This is the Lowell Rifa Light 44. It's a smaller softbox than the Dado. Does a very similar kind of job, but this packs down very, very small, and again has a very nice output, which is very, very flattering when on skin tones. And moving over here, and John will appreciate this just now, we've got a flag. So what we can do is you can see that light's just hitting John's lens there, and he's probably getting a little bit of flare. And if I use this flag, I can actually get rid of the light, and I've got a better examples on the table here, John. The flag is just a piece of black fabric. This is a folding flag from Lastalite, so it packs away very small. And if I've got a problem with a highlight coming through the window like on this table, I can just block it off. So a flag literally blocks out the light. And if I wanted to put this on a stand, I'd use my mini grip kit here and put that onto here, put this on a stand, and I could hold that in a position, because grip in lighting is very important. Unless you have a lot of people to help you, you need to be able to put things on stands. We've got a larger softbox here. This is the Lowell Reefalite 55 with an egg crate, 650 watts of output, again more light output, larger surface area of the light. And again, we'll use that in some detail later on. My 5-in-1 reflector on my arm is one of my core lighting tools, extremely inexpensive, hugely versatile. I've lit literally thousands of interviews using the 750 watt light or its old equivalent, bounced into this. It gives you a lovely light source, very soft. And I think this is something that's really undervalued. This is an umbrella, obviously, but it's got a silver interior. And what happens is light gets bounced off that and gives you a hard light source but with a soft edge. And it's just a really, really subtle look. Not useful for every situation, but it's very, very small, packs down very small, and suddenly you've got a very versatile lighting tool there without having to cart loads of extra gear. We've got another dado up here, which again, just giving me a great backlight here. You can probably just see that in the back of my head. It's got a built-in dimmer, that one. This is a very, very low cost light. It's the Lowell V-Light. And I think this is a couple of $100, and it's just a high output lamp. But again, you can use, that's a translucent umbrella there. You can transmit the light through that to create a soft light source, or bounce it off the white translucent and get a nice soft fill. And then just some gel kits here. This is a Lee filter gel kit called the Pro Pack. There's 24 different filters here. You've got 22 different colors, 2 different types of diffusion. You've got some neutral density gel. These are really useful packs to have, because when you want to just add a little bit of color or a little bit of color correction, then you've got everything you need there. And then finally, we've got just a regular lighting stand with a Manfrotto K-clamp. Actually, it's a Matthews clamp, but a Matthews or Manfrotto K-clamp with the boom pole. Again, a very inexpensive boom pole from Rycote there, with this mic holder. And that gives me a way of mounting the mic over someone when we don't want to have a mic in vision. Particularly useful when you're doing entertainment or showbiz, where if you're doing Tom Cruise, you know, they don't like having mics put on, so we light and put a boom on a stand in a position that doesn't interfere with the lighting, but allows us to get good, clean audio. We'll do a whole chapter on audio later on in this program. But I think what we need to do now is actually get started, start lighting some interviews and showing you some technique.